Hey kids, how you doing? It is day 29. I didn't say, hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? Maybe I'm evolving. It's day 29 of RPG A Day 2019, and our word for today is evolve. It's really kind of an interesting word, and the more I thought about this, the more topics suggested themselves to me, because you can look at that word when it comes to our hobby in a lot of different ways. Games themselves evolve. Plenty of games are on their fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth edition, and you can trace those games and all the changes that have happened to them. The way we play games has evolved over time. Things like Hangouts and Discord and streaming things live to YouTube and all that sort of stuff. Roll20 and all the various platforms. These didn't exist when I was a kid, when I got into role-playing games. In fact, they didn't exist until not so long ago. Things like internet forums weren't around. We had to, mail a self-addressed stamped envelope if we wanted to ask questions or get a particular game. So the whole way that the hobby is marketed and brought to us has changed. The way we can communicate with one another has changed. Uh, the fact that now they don't have to invest tons and tons of money in getting a game published, but they can do things like print on demand, and there's Kickstarter. The way that creators are able to bring a product to the public, their idea to the public, has changed quite a bit. In many cases, it's changed for the better. Things like editing and proofreading, they've changed. The quality of books have changed, etc. On and on you go. And that's just one little facet of the hobby. But we also change, as people. You know, changes aren't permanent, but changes. Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. And all the other Rush quotes. If I didn't say that in the beginning, I said it now. If I said it twice, oh well. But you look at people, you look at me, what my evolution as a gamer. A lot of that has been chronicled by this particular channel. Because if you look at my videos from way back in, say, like 2010, 2011, and where I am now, I'm very different. I'm a very different person for a variety of reasons, but also my relationship with a hobby has changed. Originally, I rolled dice and killed orcs, and that was fun, and it was brand new and exciting. And returning to the hobby after a hiatus, I discovered what I liked and what I didn't like about where that particular game had gone. But then a whole different world opened up, and I saw just how big and varied the hobby was. I tried different games. I talked to different people. I started to learn about things like role-playing game theory. My relationship to the hobby evolved, and it continues to evolve. And that's not a bad thing. I've opened myself up to different experiences. Game groups can evolve. People come, people go. What we're actually interested in playing may change. Our relationships to each other may change. The dynamic things that happen between people. Always evolving, always changing. Sometimes for the better, sometimes not. But we are people that are able to make choices as well, so we can help direct some of that evolution if we need to or want to. But change is constant, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. The worst thing that happens is you have to use a little bit of the guided missile principle, and you go in one direction, you realize, this isn't exactly what I wanted. This isn't exactly what I'm looking for. You get some feedback, you talk about it, and then you backtrack or go in a different direction. But by continuing to evolve, continue to change, by not fighting that, we keep ourselves from remaining stagnant. And for me, because I can only speak for me, that's really just broadened and enriched my relationship to the hobby. The people that I've been able to meet, the various concepts I've been able to discover and think about and talk about, the various games that I've been able to play, the games I want to play, the kind of experiences I want to try out and see what they're like. Even my relationship with gaming and how it applies to real life. Looking at my reactions, some of my characters' reactions, and thinking about how that applies to my own psyche, my own way of approaching problems and what have you. Really, really interesting stuff. So, I've experienced quite a bit of evolution in various ways, and I'm enthusiastic about experiencing more. Because if nothing else happens, change will continue to happen. And evolution isn't something to fight, it's something to embrace and go along for the ride and see where it takes you. Have a good one, kids.